alignment is that, like, when something happens and it's like I'm feeling overwhelmed because I have too many things to do, or I have a 6 and 8-year-old and they're not listening and we
That's
need to get
that's
out
a
of
lot
the
right there.
door, right. And so, like, yeah, in this grand sweep of things, of course, I want to show them love and care and concern, and, like, I know you're struggling with this or that, but, like, hey, we got to get to school, we got to get to baseball practice, right? And so I think that's where there's, like, there can be more alignment, right? And I think part of that is just kind of allowing myself that time to slow down, to kind of reset that nervous system, right? So for me, it's through prayer and meditation, and just allow that kind of baseline to not be humming quite so fast, because I'm the kind of
Mm.
person who, I'm kind of go go go, right? But I need my nervous system to slow down sometimes, so that it doesn't get carried away when I'm dealing with other people, especially like kids, where I have the power to really harm or help them. And so, yeah, I
That's
think that's it for me. Kind of that
yeah.
anxiety that kind of comes up under the surface, or just the way I react in family life. And I don't think I'm the only one who's like that, because those loved ones that we have, we're kind of the meanest to them, right? And then
Yeah.
it's those thoughts that are kind of under the surface that we don't really allow to come up, that are kind of sabotaging us sometimes. Yeah.
No, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So, in regards to limiting beliefs, what's one that you had to get rid of to become the person that you desire to be today?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for that. I think some of it has to do with it has to do with the death stuff, right? I think the limiting belief was that, like, I almost, like, I had to react to death. I had to think about death, my own death particularly, as this thing that was all bad, right? Like, if I didn't consider it that way, that somehow I was doing a disservice to myself, and somehow I was doing a disservice to those other people who are on their deathbed, and maybe even to the people who are dead, right? So the death
Mm.
is always, always, always bad, and whatever we do around it, there's absolutely nothing good that comes of it. So I think that was a limiting belief, right? Because, like I said, like, death can be a gift, right? And that's really hard to believe, right? But if you're there dying, and there's a lot of science that talks about how, like, the last bit of a memory is the most important. If you're there dying and you offer people love, even in those last moments, right? Like, they're going to carry that with them forever, right? But if you as a person, you're dying, and what are you doing? You're holding on to those grudges. You're not finding forgiveness. You're not apologizing. Like, you're just stuck